We are going to observe what happens to an aluminum can when it is placed in hydrochloric acid. So for decades, aluminum can manufacturers have actually placed a plastic lining inside the can. And really the reason behind this is to protect the beverage from interacting with the actual aluminum and giving metallic flavors to the beverage inside the can. We're going to dip this soda can in hydrochloric acid, let it sit for a little bit, and allow the aluminum and the hydrochloric acid to react. You might see some bubbles, and the reason for that is because of the hydrogen gas that's being produced from the hydrochloric acid. Now, over time, once the hydrochloric acid reacts with the aluminum and the aluminum turns into aluminum chloride in our mixture, what will happen is we're gonna start to see that plastic fill. Today we're going to be using hydrochloric acid. This is extremely hazardous, so please handle this with care. An aluminum can. Now, this has already been sanded with sandpaper, and the reason for that is there's something in the ink that also protects the coating of the aluminum. A cup, or really a beaker, or any type of container that can hold the can in place with the acid. You just need a little bit because this is a very concentrated solution. And then we are going to dilute it with some water. Let it swirl it around for a little bit. So if you look closely, you can start to see this fizzing. And what's happening here is you can see hydrogen gas being produced. Now, the liquid that you're seeing here is actually not going to be hydrochloric acid over time. Instead, it's going to be aluminum chloride. So we're gonna continue to let this sit for a little bit. Oh my gosh. So in this instance, it appears that I may have diluted the acid a little too much. So when that happens, we can just add a little bit more. Now notice how you're seeing bubbles forming, and we've got what looks like some sort of steam coming out. That's actually from the hydrogen gas. When the aluminum reacts with the hydrochloric acid, what's formed is aluminum chloride and hydrogen gas. So the bubbles you're seeing is actually hydrogen. It is really hot. The reaction is an exothermic reaction, which means heat is going to be released. So you can see that plastic film that's left behind after the aluminum has reacted with the acid. Okay, now if we were to let this sit for a little bit longer, we would be able to get all of the aluminum really out. It also depends on what type of soda can you're using. So perhaps if you used a bigger soda can or a different brand of soda, that you also might see a different interaction. What you saw here was the aluminum coming off of the can and leaving the plastic behind, and that's why we're seeing the plastic. For more exciting science experiments, make sure to follow Expulsion Science.